All right. Welcome to Straight Words with Naba'a, Richard Muhammad, BJ Murphy, and James G. Muhammad. This is Brother Naba'a, and we got the great Brother James G. You on the line, my brother?
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum, Ramadan Mubarak, my brother. How are you today?
Ramadan Kareem, brother. I'm doing great. You know, whenever we get the chance to come on the air, and especially when I get the chance to interact with you. Brother BJ is not going to be on tonight. He's got some projects that he's working on. You know, Brother James, I tell you, it's a lot going on, you know, in the world. Everything from, I don't know if you've heard about Black Twitter and black folk going off on Netflix because they got this animated remake of Good Times that they're supposed to be doing, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, trailer is absolutely horrible, brother.
Yeah.
It is
buffoonery or what? I haven't seen it, but it's buffoonery.
It is major buffoonery.
Yeah.
It is major buffoonery, man. They got babies dealing drugs. They got, I mean, just, you know, it's so out of character.
Yeah.
And
every stereotype you can imagine, huh?
Everyone, brother.
Everyone, and then some.
Everyone, and then some. So, you know, they call it irreverent, but, you know, that really just means highly disrespectful of black people. So the guy, Seth MacFarlane, that did The Family Guy and some other stuff, he's part of it. And guess what? Norman Lear's company. Norman Lear. Mm-hmm. The king of black buffoonery comedy. Mm-hmm. His company is involved too. And, you know, Brother James, at least with the original Good Times, it started out on a pretty good premise. Strong family, trying to make it. And then, of course, it devolved into dynamite and buffoonery. They killed off John Amos, who, of course, played the role of James Evans. But also, you know, the early, some of the early writers were also black. Mm-hmm. So they brought a certain sensibility. Yeah. You know, but it's like, so this is just, and Stephen Curry's production company is associated with it, but how much he's involved, who knows? But I mean, it is at least the original Good Times started from a good place. Mm-hmm. This is starting from an absolutely horrible place, brother. Absolutely horrible.
Yeah, I don't know what else, you know. I mean, every now and then you see something halfway decent pop up, but when you really look at the scope of all of the black shows, they all, I mean, some of them are decent, but most of them either have some kind of gang thuggery, women just acting crazy as heck. You know, just those kind of images are kind of like the bulk of the kind of black shows, at least the ones that I'm aware of. I mean, there are some good ones I really like, but there's too much of the, you know, the titillation of the women and the thuggery of the brothers and that kind of thing, just degrading kind of stereotypical images. And I guess they think that's the only thing we're going to watch. I don't know. Maybe they've done their studies and said the only thing black folks want to see is themselves being stereotyped and acting a fool.
Yeah, and the thing is, of course, the majority of shows are not conceived of or written by black people.
Right.
And they certainly don't have the autonomy of black ownership. Mm-hmm. You know, most of them are still being written by white writers and giving their depiction of how they see us. To me, it's just outrageous. In 2024, you know, I mean, it's just something about, I guess, Brother James, for me, it's also something about not just the roles, right, but who accepts these roles.
Yeah.
And I guess, black actors and actresses, hey, we trying to work. But man, at what point is enough enough?
Yeah, and when you look at images of it, who greenlit it? Who said, "Damn, this
exactly."
Let's show this. Black folks will love this. Who greenlit that, man? Yeah. So I'm glad Blackfoot is raising hell about it. We'll see what happens, But
brother. I mean, it's I'm always, I don't watch that much TV like that, and generally, when I'm told that something is a good black show, I'm hesitant to watch it because 9 times out of 10, I'm disappointed. Mm-hmm. But I pulled up this show on streaming service, Lovecraft Country.
Oh yeah,
man, very well done, very well acted, very well written. There were some things I had a problem with, but the storylines were good. It took you kind of into this fantasy kind of situation, but there was family. There was struggle. There were references to the black struggle. There were instances of the black struggle, like it was set in Chicago, like black folks being harassed by white folks trying to move on to the north side. Black folks being subjected to medical experiments. I mean, so that there was really, even referencing the Green Book, which was a travel guide that basically let black folks know back in the day where you should stop and where you shouldn't.
Right, exactly.
Traveling the highway. But I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was, and it was something different.
Yeah, it came out a while back. It was something different. I remember watching a little bit of that. It came out a while back.
Yeah, it came out a while back. Maybe a couple of years ago, yeah. But I found it very enjoyable, man, and just something different. And like you say now, I mean, you got the gang, drug, killer, murder thing.
Yeah.
In programming, where now you got a black woman indoctrinating her son into killing and murder and drug dealing, man.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow, man, what is this? And we talk about, and the Minister Farrakhan has talked about social engineering, and he talked about this gathering of influential movie executives, television executives, book publishers, all of these people that have the ability to shape trends and shape opinion. And he talks about how they meet, I think he said either in Florida or Hollywood, and they look at trends. And when they see a trend they don't like, they start to produce books, films, and all kinds of products to counteract the trend that they see coming, that they don't like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, let's if some of the listeners have shows they want to recommend or get in on the conversation, they can call in 773-591. 591-1600, 773-591-1600. While we're talking about shows,
1690.
I'm sorry, 1690. What did I say? Yeah.
773-591-1690.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, brothers and sisters, I didn't even talk about the Nirvana, man. I kind of got into that.
Okay.
But I think we're going to have a great evening tonight. We're going to have, God willing, Anissa Muhammad, who is a staff writer with the Final Call. But she's going to be talking about her cover story in this week's Final Call, which just came off press Monday. And you can get the coverage right now at finalcall.com. But she's going to talk about her cover story, which was entitled Unpeeling the Mask of White Civility. So what we did as a subject for tonight is White America, featuring Sister Anita, who's a great young writer, is white America's backlash. What should black America be doing? So we're going to deal with that. That's in the 10 o'clock hour. In the 11 o'clock hour, we're going to come back to one of my favorite subjects, and I think a subject we should all be paying attention to, which is, again, what's happening in Haiti. So our guest at 11 o'clock is going to be Jemima Pierre, who is the coordinator of the Haiti Americans team of the Black Alliance for Peace. And she's also a contributing editor for the Black Agenda Report. And, of course, she's a great academic as well. So we're going to, delve into these other subjects, And, again, brothers and sisters, if you want to help us, keep the show rolling on and keep us on the air, let me tell you how you can do that. You can do it if you've got Cash App, $ straight words, $ straight words on Cash App.
Okay,
if you have Zelle,
brother. Naba'a. Now, let me make sure I got that because I'm going to write it down. $ straight words on Cash App, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Okay.
And on Zelle,
I have PayPal. Okay, Zelle.
Well, if you got Zelle, it's 312-480-9775. 312-480-9775 on Zelle. And if you've got PayPal, it's straight words and the number 4 at gmail.com. Straight words 4 at gmail.com, and that's on PayPal. And we really thank you, brothers and sisters. We have been, God willing, May 2nd. May 2nd will be our 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
1 year anniversary. And we couldn't do it without the blessings of Almighty God, Allah, and the blessings that come from you that are hearing this program and responding to it. And we want you to continue to do that because we feel like there's so much that we often focus on as a people, and so much that's often directed at us as a people to try to keep us consumed by celebrity, consumed by foolishness, consumed by entertainment, consumed by gossip. And in the midst of us being consumed by these trifling things, we've got major stuff happening.
Yeah.
Major stuff happening in our community.
Yeah, and as the captain of the ship, Brother Naba'a, during this whole year, you've been dealing with some serious issues yourself. How have you kept going and kept this as in front of you as a main project? I mean, that seemed like it would have been pretty stressful on yourself, considering some of the things you've been through.
Well, honestly, Brother James, two things. I've got great partners and great brothers with you and Brother BJ. That's number one. But even above that, is I'm trying to live my commitment that I made. I've been in the nation 37 years now, by Allah's grace. When I heard the minister in 1986 in December, I heard him and I wanted to help him. So I've just been in that mode of trying to help. So when the opportunity arose to do the radio show, we seized it. And you and your family have been big supporters, and others have been big supporters. But I was thinking about this today, brothers and sisters, one of my favorite lyrics, if you will, is from the song The Greatest, which was part of the movie The Greatest, which was a story of Muhammad Ali, right? And my favorite lyrics are, if I fail, if I succeed, at least I've lived as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. So for me, Brother James, to continually try to live out the belief that God indeed came to North America, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad met him, and that we are the fulfillment, black people in America.
Yes,
we
indeed.
are the fulfillment of the prophecy of the seed of Abraham going into bondage under a strange people in a strange land and being in bondage for 400 years. I believe that that is us.
Yes,
and I believe that this is the time of our rise. And so I'm just trying to keep going. You know, sometimes honestly, it gets a little hard when you're dealing with a long-term illness, right? It gets a little hard, especially with COVID and isolation and this and that. But doing that and having support of so many of the Muslims, having the support of my children in particular, who look after me and all of that. But it's like, if I am not going to do this, what am I going to do with my life? So, brothers and sisters, for me, it's like I'm trying to live out what I see as the purpose for my life. And I hope you find the purpose for your life. I hope that you find that which drives you. And then looking at the conditions our people face, and we're going to get into some of that with Sister Anissa in a little bit. You know, but the shootings, the violence on the one hand, inside the community, then the targeting of us outside the community, then a society that is unbridled, unashamed, and unrepentant, and in its hatred and targeting us. That's where we are today. You know, so I just try to keep going and you know, thank Allah literally for every day, man. And you know, but life is to be lived, brothers and sisters. You got to find something to live for.
Can't take
something bigger than yourself, you know?
It's true.
So, you know, I mean, so we've continued to work. I mean, you can go to our website, straightwords.com. You can get our on-demand archives. If you go to straightwords.com, you can click a link and it'll take you to our Spotify page where you can listen to replays. It'll take you to our YouTube page where you can listen to replays. But this is a serious work. I love it. I enjoy it. And just there's so much information out there. And we still have to constantly stay in the mode of awakening and warning our people. You know?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Well, I mean that you was mentioned in the final call. That's one thing that our brothers and sisters, we want to encourage them to. Our brothers are out there. We are out there more now that it's getting warmer. We're distributing food during this Ramadan season. But when you see the brother with the final call newspaper, it's full of that information that you need. So we're encouraging everybody. Don't pass by the brother seen with the final call. He's out there he's not trying, he's delivering a message that is, as we say, life, you know, and if you just pick up that copy, go right to that middle page, read the minister's article, and then after reading his article, it'll give you the framework for how to digest the news that you receive in the paper and the news that you see on television. We have to develop a new mind, in my opinion, on how we look at things that's going on in our community. We can't continue. I know sometimes we get calls, Brother Naba'a. We want to talk as if all of these things that's happening in our community are simply all our fault. Just as in Israel right now, they want to say that you know what's happening now everything started on October 7th, when in fact this has been going on for decades. In America, this has been going on for centuries. How we've been, you know, just trained to act as we have been acting. And so this is why we put this final call out. That's why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's message is a resurrection message. So I'm just saying this to encourage our brothers and sisters. Don't pass by our brothers out there with the final call. Stop, grab a copy, give them a few dollars if you have it. If you don't, take a copy and then give it to them on the way back. So that's just, we appreciate our brothers being out there every day as they are out there trying to spread this message.
Yeah, absolutely. And, hey, Brother James, when you see them out there, please don't attack them. Because Twitter, Instagram, and social media has been on fire, showing some of the FOI in Atlanta out trying to raise our people up. Somebody attacked them.
Yeah.
They got dealt with.
Yeah.
They got dealt with.
Yeah, I mean, we walk humbly among in the earth, but don't take the brother's humility for granted. We love our people, but when we fight with those who fight with us, man, and like you said, brother, it's out there. It's out there.
Well, based on what I saw, Brother James, I think the one that did the aggression won't make that mistake again.
No, he won't.
I think he probably learned a lesson because the brothers took care of plenty of business, man. And we are not bullies, brothers and sisters. We are not that. I think this is why wherever we go, we bring a spirit of peace. We bring a spirit of love.
Yeah.
But man, nobody turning the other cheek. You try to turn mine, I'm gonna try yours. So let's bring is it Sam? Let's bring, who is it again? Jay, I'm sorry. Let's bring Jay on in. Come on in, Brother Jay.
Hey man, hey brother, I'm back. I appreciate you getting me on. Hey, I'm surprised. I love the minister. I love y'all. I love the nation. I'm telling you, you got me on?
Yeah, Brother Jay, go ahead, man. You got the floor, baby. It's all yours.
I was just thinking. I was sitting up here just thinking of some things. I was just talking to my brother about some things. My brother always into a lot of things about. He loves it, man. He loves the nation, and he always talking about things like how the world is, this and that, with the COVID shot and all that. He tells me everything. So. But I love the ministers. And then one thing I love ministers. I love Minister Farrakhan. I ain't gonna lie to you. I know he's been aged. I love him. And I come up listening to him. Listen to him over the years.
He loves you too.
I just hate to think how the world would be. I mean, personally with me, I just not seeing him around. You know what I'm saying? I'm quite sure all of us feel that.
Yeah.
I know, because my mom passed, she was in her 90s.
Yes, sir.
You don't get, it's going to be a time. I know it ain't going to be a lot of time. I miss them. You always miss people like me, your mom passed.
Yeah.
And they, especially when they live like that, and they always telling you what to do. They're telling us what to do.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? He's like a father, I guess, like to all of us. But he's like a father to me. Because I know what he tells us was right. So I'm looking at things like, everybody said, where we going? Something. It might sound crazy. I might sound crazy what people say. But I'm saying say, but I think a lot of times people say, where we gonna go when all this stuff go down?
Yeah.
And I think my man thinks that are we prepared to survive into an area where nation of surviving climate as a people? Like you go to because the Bible always say go to the hill, but go higher, survive, go higher, because I think there's gonna come a time when we gonna have to go, regardless of what we ain't gonna. They might not give us no land. Maybe we have to go somewhere because when this stuff gets so bad. You might have to learn how to survive on the earth. You know what I'm talking about, the surviving on foreign things and surviving and this type of thing. That's something I might get. You might not catch on what I'm saying, but I'm just saying, just going higher. I think if you go higher, because I think it's gonna come a time when things gonna get so bad. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not trying to predict things, but I'm just saying, I don't know. Do we talk about them? I'm just trying to figure, do we talk about them kind of things, surviving on nature and all that kind of stuff? I'm just wondering sometimes, like surviving on how to light a fire, how to do things. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? You ever think about them little things? Yeah. You ever think about how to light a fire and how to grow something and do things and little things like that? Because who can do that when you know what I'm talking about? Because I don't know how these people going down here. They you never know when the food gonna go and you gotta move. And I don't think they ever gonna give up. Nothing.
Yeah, Jay, what you were talking about,
right,
is describing this great and dreadful day that's talked about in the Bible, where it talks about a time of great tribulation, great destruction, famine. Mm-hmm. So the questions you're asking and the points you're raising are very valid. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us to store up food and water in our house that would last us at least 6 months to a year.
Yes, sir.
He taught us in the minister, as reiterated, going to the earth and buying your own land, growing your own food. You know, learning, like you said, these survival skills and uniting with one another, so we can support one another, so we can learn how to get along with one another. We can learn how to sacrifice for one another, learning how to fast so that your appetite doesn't run away from you when you're used to eating, 3 meals a day. So now, brother, you were talking about things that we need to really consider.
I'm not crazy.
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all, brother. And check this out, brother Jay. White folks been doing this for years. You hear me? They've been doing this for years. They call themselves survivalists or whatever they call themselves. They've been building bunkers. They've been living off the grid. Matter of fact, if you, I think it's on CNN, they got a whole commercial where they talk about this company is Patriot Foods or something. And they selling you food. They selling you like food you can survive on, brother Jay.
Survival, yeah. They're building bunkers, brother, like you said, man. And actually, what brother is talking about is actually some of what we're going to get into when Sister Anissa gets in, because what she's got. The title of her article was about the white the peeling of the onion of the mask of
white stability.
White stability. And so, as Honorable Elijah Muhammad has taught us,
I'm gonna listen what y'all talking about. I'm gonna hang up because I just want to know. I ain't crazy on this, I mean,
brother, you ain't crazy at all, man. Keep listening, keep calling in, and I'm gonna make a couple recommendations to you, brother Jay.
Yeah, I was gonna tell
check out these books by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Okay.
Exactly.
Message to the Black Man. Okay? The Fall of America and Our Savior Has Arrived. You can get them at store.finalcall.com. Store.finalcall.com. They're very affordable, but no, brother, you talking realities that we need to get acquainted with. Thank you for calling, man, and keep calling. And give our best to your brother, man.
Yeah, my brother passed. He passed.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that.
He loved
Wow. Wow. Well, man, we love you, brother. Thank you, Jake. Appreciate you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, brother.
But that's what he was referring, how it talks in the Bible about the death angel passing over, in Egypt, where the people had to go in their house and put that X over their doorstop because it's going to be fighting in the street and blood running in the street, much more than we see now. And that's what Sister Anissa is going to be talking about, the peeling of this mask of white stability, and how you could see it in the atmosphere now that Trump is creating, and even and others, just hatred that is being shown toward our people, even as we also self-destruct in our own community as well, which is something we just have to kind of get a hold of and start to correct, man.
Yeah.
That's on point.
That's okay. Let's bring in Brother Cliff, one of our favorite callers. Cliff?
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you, brother. I feel honored for you saying that, but actually it's one of my favorite programs, simply because of the fact that, man, that you speak the truth. And I got to say this because I just want to share and kind of vent a little bit. This post-Easter, as a black Christian and believer in Jesus Christ, the Lord and Savior, man, for some reason, brothers, I was disappointed, man. I had a hard time this past Easter. And the reason why I had a hard time is because I saw our kids, our black children, with damn Easter egg baskets, the bunny rabbit thing, and the tradition that our community, our black Christians, man, what I'm saying, we go through, bro. It was just, it just hurt it. And it wasn't like one area. This is like all across the country. Our people, man, are so indulged in this tradition, and I had a hard time, even with my family, because I was like, damn, you know what I mean? Okay, I get the Christian thing. If you want to do the Jesus, the resurrection, okay, fine. Yeah. But to take your children, and get them involved where they're actually going around looking for Easter eggs and the bunny rabbit, you know what I'm saying? This is strictly coming from the white man, and their whole concept of just their Catholic religion and just the whole concept. And we do the same thing with Christmas, so every pagan holiday, even when it comes down to Halloween, church folks get involved in this, and we got to do better. And we're wondering why we're in the condition that we in. And the answer, and I keep saying this, and I hate to say it all the time, but it's true, even to the point where the minister is showing us not only how to live, how to eat, how to survive. I wouldn't even, listen, brothers, I would be a little better if one Sunday, man, all black preachers had a survival message, just as you said. You know what I mean? In terms of stacking up food, having water supplies. Just preach on that. Except every damn Sunday talking about John and Jacob, Meshach and Abednego. You know what I mean? History that goes way back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm having a hard time. But brothers, I thank you. And this is what I'm saying is that I thank you for your message. It's good to hear your voices and your message because it brings back some sanity. And all we have to do, if you really want to survive as black people, Biden ain't going to do it. Trump ain't going to do it for us.
Nope.
All we got to do is just listen, man. Just have a heart and be willing to listen to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. It's just that simple. Yeah. So if we reject that, then we deserve what we get. Thank you, brothers. I'm done. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Cliff. Cliff, you made some great points.
Exactly.
And the reality is, brothers and sisters, in this day and time, we don't have to hold to traditions that we don't understand. What did Stevie Wonder say in the song some time ago? When you believe in things that you don't understand and you suffer.
You suffer.
Superstition ain't the way. So there can be traditions, but the question becomes, are those traditions based in truth? And when you look at how America and the white Christian world and those who are under that influence, it's not even really about the Messiah. It's not really it's about all these other things, new clothes, Easter eggs, and rabbits. All of that is related to paganism, brothers and sisters. And the changing of the seasons. And that's the way we've been taught.
And we don't. And sometimes we get ashamed when the truth is revealed. Like your parents. A lot of our parents, when you bring something like this to them, they reject it because they believed in something so long, and sometimes they may deep down inside they of course they say you're to themselves. They say you're right, but they can't throw it off their practice because number one, they're somewhat embarrassed that they've been doing this for so long, but they're just so used to doing it. Our parents do that, man. I mean, we reveal the truth to them. I mean, it's obvious about Christmas and all that. They read it in the Bible, and you talk about the pagan practices, and it's obvious, and it's historical that these are after pagan practices. And it's when it's told to people like even myself, when I was younger, I grew up, and I'm sure you did too, doing these same things until I heard something different, and it was an adjustment that I had to make. Some people can't make that adjustment. These preachers that are in the pulpit, they know better. They know the truth of it, but they won't preach it because that might upset the plate when it's passed around, or it may drive folks out of their church. So they continue to teach it, and that's
brother. But when you the Holy Quran, which is the book of scripture of the Muslims, it talks about when the people say, well, we worship what our fathers worship.
Yes, exactly.
But then Allah in the Holy Quran asks, but your fathers had no knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, will you continue to follow that, which your forebears followed in ignorance?
Mm-hmm.
And there's always a profit motive to it, brothers and sisters. That's the other thing. All of these holidays are connected with getting some money out your pocket.
Oh, especially.
New suit, new clothes, Easter baskets, Easter brunch, doing this, doing that.
Valentine's Day, Sweetheart's Day. They invent days.
All of it. All of it.
Days.
So these are not days that are devoted to great spiritual truths. They're not days, and what Cliff is talking about, these are not days where the Messiah is truly studied and celebrated and taught about in a modern context. Not 2,000 years ago, in a modern context.
Mm-hmm.
And what does he mean to us into the world today?
Mm-hmm.
What does his existence mean in terms of where we are on divine time? And then if we understand that, and we understand the time that we are in, what should we be doing, right? And so we come on every week, brothers and sisters, and we try to encourage and warn and be good students and defenders and share and bear witness to this man, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And I think sometimes people may be put off, well, y'all always got to mention him. Absolutely, brothers and sisters, because this is the man that I got information from. This is the man that the God used to change my life. Let me just say this. Let me give you an analogy. When they talk about Michael Jordan and they talk about the Bulls dynasty and they talk about the success they had, how unstoppable they were, they don't just talk about Mike. Mike talks about Phil Jackson. Mike, some say the greatest basketball player of all time, talks about Tex Winter, kind of the architect of the offense that they eventually started using that led to such success. So if our people can pay homage to coaches in sport and play, certainly we can pay homage to a man who is giving us supreme wisdom, who is 90 years old, who's been serving our people for 70 years and still doing it today.
Yeah.
And giving you information you can use to benefit yourself, your family, and your community today. We are not thieves.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Let's. You want to try to get Coleman in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. I had a quick hour too. Yeah.
Coleman, come on in.
Yeah.
Coleman, you there?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. You got about 3 minutes before we got to go to the top of the hour. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I just want to say this, that
all of this differentiation between religions or pagan religions and what have you. I don't think that any religion deals with promoting the celebration of going out and, celebrate Easter. That
Right.
that doesn't make sense. I haven't read anything in the scriptures that, deals with that nonsense. So to allow that to come on to the radio as a discussion, that made me call in. So this is my issue is we're dealing with issues in relationship to color people. And I don't believe that everything is based upon color. Yet, that is where the discussion always comes back to. And that leaves me with one impression, is that it doesn't give us the information that we need to move forward as a people. Because now your next guest is coming on to talk about Haiti, which is our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean. I find that all of this information needs to be explained in a way that our people can understand that the reasons why we're having the discussions right now, as you explain it, and I appreciate it, but it is a little bit more deeper for me because it seems to be a issue simply based upon a color. And so
Okay, Coleman,
it is more than a color.
thank you. We're going to have to let you go because we got 2 minutes. I'm going to say, certainly, there are things that rise above color. But our experience in this country has been defined by color. Our oppression, the poverty that we suffer, the lack of opportunity that we suffer, the police brutality that we suffer, our lack of love for self and others, which causes us to victimize one another, and the ongoing and constant destruction of anything that we built. We just got people in Tulsa, Oklahoma today that went to a court, Supreme Court in Oklahoma, trying to get reparations because in the 1920s you had a thriving black community that was absolutely destroyed, Greenwood in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And that's not the only place. So there are realities. There are realities that we cannot get away from. And we can't dismiss race. And I'm going to close with this. You know it's about race when you take anything negative in this country, add black to it, and it gets worse. Poverty, lack of education, early death, cancer rates, diabetes rates, high blood pressure, heart attack, unemployment, unnecessary deaths, in hospitals. But this is Straight Words on WVON AM 1690. We're at the top of the hour. Keep it locked. Come back with us after these brief messages. This is WVON AM 1690. This is Straight Words.
The talk of Chicago and the voice of the nation is 1690 WVON, Berwyn, Chicago.